the West. Stop calling us the East. We belong to the West. Okay, that's the Amazigh flag basically, yeah? And as you can see here, a lot of people are totally ignorant of the history of North Africa. I'm not dreaming in the past, but you know the past, you know the future, the present. I've mentioned North Africa, Egypt and Lebanon. As you can see, they talk about the Muslims who invaded Spain. I'm much more against invading a country, of course, yeah. What about the Christians who invaded Africa on the name of the Bible? They gave them the Bible, they took the lands. We, North African, at the time, I'm talking about 2,000 years ago, we brought you St. Augustine. St. Augustine was a bishop from North Africa. He was born in Algeria, exactly, in Soukahras. He brought Christianity to this country, to England. Verus Septimus was the first emperor from North Africa. He came in 208 to England. So in history, the North Africans, the people who came to this country to civilize England, were mostly North African people, not the Romans. They came before the English race, which means that this land we put our hands in here. Egypt, name it. Ramses, name it. Hatshepsut, she was a great woman. In fact, if you go down to the list, Hussein in Arabic language, Kulthum, Asmahan was a Syrian, very pretty woman. She died and she was killed. According to her death was really a mystery. In 1944, they believe that the British intelligence got rid of her. Read about her. And you go back to the history of North Africa, we have St. Augustine, we have Oricomasias, he was an Algerian Jewish. We adopted Christianity, we adopted Judaism and Islam as well. They're telling us, you belong to the Muslim world. Yes, now. But in the past, we knew Christianity and we sent Christianity to Europe, from North Africa, Egypt, Lebanon, Syria. The Phoenicians created mathematics. Look at Fairuz, the iconic singer. She's Christian. She is among only few people in the world. She thinks for peace, love and land. And she's Christian. She's Christian and she speaks Arabic. Also, if you go back to history, we have Albert Camus. He's a French journalist. He was a French writer. He was born in Algeria. What I'm trying to say, the West, stop calling us the East. We belong to the West. We were part of the history of the West. We are part of the history of the West. In fact, we adopted Judaism, Christianity and Islam at the end of the day. People talk about Islam. I'm much more against violence everywhere. There are Christians fanatics, there are Muslim fanatics, and there are Jewish fanatics. So, in fact, I belong to the whole world. My message is for peace, peace and love. I'm international. I'm international. I belong to all religions. I belong to the whole world. Stop labeling us Muslim. Stop labeling the others Christian or Jewish. We should live in one world. The world is dominated by America. We are much more against the third world. We are not the third world. We belong to one world dominated by racist white American, the system that oppresses the whole world. How do you believe in democracy in this country? Democracy has one word missing: justice. Where is justice in Africa? Where is justice in Asia, where people are dying in Palestine, in Iraq, in Africa, everywhere? Diseases in Africa. Why democracy exists only in Europe, in Israel, in America? We want justice for the whole world. And stop labeling the Muslims as the bad people. I was brought up as a Muslim to believe in loving the neighbor, loving the Christians, loving the Jews. That's Islam. There is one Islam. There is not two Islams. One Islam of criminals. The people using the name of Islam in order to invade countries. What did they do in Iraq? Do you think George Bush comes from the civilized country? No, he invaded Iraq, even Tony Blair. They invaded Iraq for the oil only. They don't care about women's rights. They talk about women in Islam. What about Jewish women in Islam? What about the most repressive religion for women are Jewish religion, but nobody talks about them. They are smart people. I do respect them, of course. I do respect because they are smart people. They own media. They own media. There are writers like Chomsky, who is Jewish. Chomsky is Jewish, but he's defending the right of the Palestinians. We want to live in one world. I'm much more against the extremist Muslims or the extremist Christians or the extremist Jewish or Buddhist or Hindu. We are one race. We should live in peace, and thank you very much indeed.